Hey, I'm Danny, and as you might have read, I'm from Montana. And one of the things about being from Montana is that it's quite a long drive to and from Evangel every year. Being that it's in Missouri, it's about 1,500 miles away, and there's really not much in between. I typically drive across South Dakota, which is one of the most boring states. Um, and overall, I've had pretty unadventurous drives to and from. That is, except for my very first time I made the drive by myself. I was a freshman and I was returning home after the spring semester, and I decided I was going to stay with some of my friends in Kansas City. Well, when I went to Kansas City, it was just pouring, and I got there at night and I got lost. I wasn't used to driving in a big city, being from Montana, and it was just kind of a crazy experience. And when I finally did get to their house, there was tornado sirens going off. We turned on the news. It said that there had been a tornado touchdown in the neighborhood I was just in. It was just bizarre. And so I continued driving the next day, and it rained all day, all through Iowa, and it continued to rain in South Dakota. But in South Dakota, it got colder and colder until the rain finally turned into snow. And the snow began to accumulate on the road until you couldn't even get out of the right lane anymore and get in the left lane to pass anyone. You had to stay in the right lane, and in fact, you had to stay in the tracks of the person in front of you. And everyone was driving about 40, you just couldn't go any faster. And finally, there was a sign and flashing lights, and it said I-90 was closed, and you had to take this exit. And it was an exit to this podunk little town called Wall, South Dakota. And all the hotels were filling up because all of the interstate passengers had to stop and get a room. So I was running around town. I was in shorts and sandals, running in about 2 feet of snow because it was summer when I left Missouri, and it was just crazy. I ended up getting the last hotel room in town. It was just a wild experience, and they ended up getting the roads cleared up, and I eventually made it home the next day. But oh man, just missing the tornado in Kansas City and then getting snowed in a podunk town in South Dakota. It was really quite an adventure, and it was the first time I had been out on my own like that. So it was pretty crazy and something that I definitely will remember for a long time.